everybody, welcome to the SoCalDramtram. I'm Matt.
I'm Caesar.
And today we got a fun one for you guys. Today we've got Wyoming Whiskey, Small Batch Bourbon Whiskey. This guy is going to be presented at 44% or 88 proof. This is a really cool one. As you can see, this isn't going to be the first time that we've hit this bottle. It's a really good one. What are your thoughts on this one, Caesar, as I'm pouring it?
My thoughts, I actually liked it the first time around. I was surprised at how much I liked it for it being a brand I didn't hear too much of from the first place. Another interesting fact actually that I found out today was that it is 88 proof or 44% because it is the 44th state in the US. So
is that true?
That's an interesting, cool little fact I found out.
Guys, Caesar's doing more research than me. This is the first. So that's actually really interesting. I never realized that. This bottle is actually from 2018, and it's batch number 55. And we got some thoughts on Wyoming. We got some fun videos coming for you guys with regards to Wyoming whiskey. I first heard of them through the Whiskey Tribe, through Daniel and Rex. I know Crowded Barrel down there in Austin, Texas. They've bottled some of Wyoming as part of their Crowded Barrel Alliance series. It's basically they kind of act as an independent bottler. They bottle the whiskey from Wyoming. I haven't had a chance to try that one. I would really like to, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be in the cards for us. But like I said, this is not the first time that we've hit this bottle. Caesar and I have hit it a few times at this point, but it's really good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and kind of let you know our thoughts. What do you get on the nose on it?
So nothing specifically is reaching out and being like, hey, this is what I smell like right here. But for it being a bourbon, of course you get the sweet notes, and I do get the sweet notes coming through for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the typical bourbon notes of like your cherries come through, a little bit of that vanilla. That's going to be from that American white oak. But I mean, I'll tell you, on the nose, and this, I thought of this the first time that I had this glass, and it's really been hard for me to kind of break from it, but it kind of smells to me like an old fashioned without all the work. So like when you make an old fashioned, you got to, put the bitters in, you got to do the sugar cube, you got to muddle it up, you got to do the orange peel, all that stuff. This is like, I'd like an old fashioned. Okay, here you go. And so I really appreciate that and the fact that I don't have to do extra work. But also, I tend to like old fashions when I'm going out. If they don't really have a good whiskey selection, I'll go ahead and get an old fashioned because it kind of is just very reminiscent. But like I said, in addition to that, you do get that cherry, that vanilla. Have you tried it yet? What are you getting on the palate?
Let's see. Wow, this gets better as you go down the bottle for sure. Incredibly sweet, incredibly smooth. I can honestly say for you folks that are trying to get into whiskey and trying to drink it dry without any mixers, this is a good way to start. Incredibly smooth. I've had sweeter whiskeys that are stronger in alcohol percentage, or stronger tasting, I should say, with the alcohol. But this, I can honestly say, for it not being the sweetest bourbon I've ever had, is 100% the smoothest bourbon I've ever had. So that is really good, actually. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the 44%, it's nice because it's not trying to hurt you. It's definitely, obviously, it's not completely watered down or anything like that. So at 44%, it's still appealing because it still offers a little bit of engagement, which is nice. I forgot to mention the mash bill on this. It's corn, wheat, and barley. And on the back of the bottle, they say, the bourbon frontier has moved west to the Rocky Mountains of Wyoming, where high country winds flow through the fields of wheat, corn, and barley, where water from glaciers weighs in deep limestone aquifers? Yeah, aquifers. It's made by hand without shortcuts or compromise to create small batch bourbon with the right to be called Wyoming whiskey. So if you guys have never heard of or had Wyoming whiskey, they were recently acquired by Edgerton. They own Macallan and all that stuff. So you're going to probably start seeing them pop up just about everywhere in terms of distribution. But they are a smaller craft distillery that has now essentially, started about blowing up. They were founded by the Meade family from Wyoming and David DeFazio. And basically, these guys got together and they said, let's make bourbon. And I know that through some trials and tribulations, they released their first batch of bourbon a little bit too early. And even though it was received, with wild popularity, they kind of lost their base in Wyoming. And it took a little bit of time for them to get their core customers back. But I'll tell you, this is definitely a good foot forward, and they've been doing it right ever since. They've been around for about 15 years. I think they were started in 2006. But I'll tell you, on the palate for me, like you said, it's very easy to drink. It's not trying to hurt me. It's not attacking me in any way. I still get a little bit of that old-fashioned note. I definitely get that orange citrus mixed with that cherry note from traditional bourbon. But I also get some of that back in like barrel, tannic, oak spice, but not in an aggressive way. It kind of complements the whole flavor profile. Have you put any water on it yet?
Have not yet. But to be honest, you saying it's like a old-fashioned in a new fashion. It's actually, I can see that, because I think it tastes like old fashioned without the bitters. I think there's bitters in it.
There's
right?
bitters.
Yeah, I think it's just take out the bitters and bam, that's what you got. Add some bitters and there's your old fashioned.
Absolutely. So I want to go ahead and call out real quick because I'm a moron. And last time we shot videos as part of our budget month, I mentioned Jeremy at Social Sippers Club, except I totally got his channel name wrong. It's Sippers Social Club. You'll have to forgive me, Jeremy. I do apologize. So again, check him out at Sippers Social Club. I wanted to go ahead and get that as a correction in there because as I was watching our old videos, I was like, damn it, Matt. But I did just go ahead and drop 3 drops of water on it, so we're going to see what it does to it.
And while he's talking or sniffing over there, we also forgot to name our coin. So since we are reviewing bourbons, I got my most favorite bourbon coin, this bad boy right here. All metal, laminated, sweetness. As my topper coin, I'm going to use my Bourbon Sane, Stay Insane, batch number 15.
Fantastic. To me, I'm going to be using the Whiskey Dictionary. I'm using his batch 2 coin number 150. I have batch 1 as well. On the back, it says, "In Dick We Trust." I probably shouldn't have said that out loud now on YouTube because the internet is forever. But yeah, so with the water, it doesn't really neuter any of the smells, which I like. I mean, a lot of whiskeys tend to kind of change just a tad bit for the good or for the better or for the worse or the worser.
To be honest, to me, it melded down. I think it's a little bit more. I think it's a tad bit sweeter. To me, it smells like a brown sugar oatmeal, like a fresh brown sugar oatmeal coming out of the microwave.
I can get behind the brown sugar for sure. I can get like the grainy quality from the oatmeal. For me, I'm almost getting like a little bit of, almost like a minty overtone of the whole glass. I don't know if that's just what the water did to it or what, but for me, I just get a little bit of that fresh mint. Not like, like spearmint gum or anything like that, but like fresh mint that you'd have on top of like, salmon or something like that. I'm a terrible cook. Who knows? It's actually not terribly true. I'm actually an okay cook, but I suck with flavor combos. But I'm going to go ahead and try it. All this silence makes for great radio.
Damn, dude. Folks, I didn't think you could make this any smoother, but I was wrong. It's way smoother. And it doesn't take away any of the flavor profile either. Usually it makes it more peppery or brings out a little bit more of the...
It almost makes it sweeter.
Yeah.
Almost with the water makes it a little bit sweeter.
Wow.
And I'm guessing that because corn is in the mash bill, and granted, we've reviewed a couple of bourbons, and most bourbons are going to be corn-based, but typically speaking, when you drop the water, it brings out a lot more of those oak tannins or, the peppers, things like that. You're right, this goes extreme. It's, again, not trying to hurt me or anything like that, and with the water, it almost just comes a little bit more sweeter, almost like vanilla, a little bit of honey candied orange. That's basically what I'm getting out of this glass now that I think about it. And the nose, again, I still get a little bit of that minty, but not super aggressive at all. I think I forgot to mention the price point on this. Routinely, I've seen it on the shelf for about $45. Shout out to High Time Wine Cellars in Costa Mesa. We love you. They got it on sale for about $34. So if you can find this, I would definitely recommend picking it up, trying it. If you're a bourbon drinker, you really got to give this a shot because it's got some good flavors to it, and it's something that I don't think you would be disappointed by. If I had to score it, based on the profile that I'm getting today, based on the noses that I'm getting, based on the mood that I'm in, and I've been drinking a little bit as a warm-up.
Based on the time of day.
Exactly. Hyped in the sun, things like that. I'm gonna have to give this. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it's a great price point. I think it's a really good middle of the road entry level core range bourbon. I think it's a great offering from Wyoming. We've had an opportunity to sample pretty much Wyoming's core range, and it goes toe to toe with pretty much everything in their core range. And that doesn't happen a lot of the times when it comes to distilleries. You know, saying, okay, we're gonna put out an on-age statement, or we're gonna put out a 12, whatever the entry level thing is in their core range. A lot of times it's like you try the next level up, and it's like, hey, we're not gonna talk about that because we just don't want to. But this one's pretty good. It really does stand the test of, you know, the flavors, and it really does withstand the test of your own palate. So it's a 3 from me. Where are you going?
So it's a 3 for me too. But if I were to rate it for you people trying to, you know, barely get into bourbon or barely get into whiskey, or what am I going to try to break through my palate, for you guys I'd rate it a 5 because it is easy drinking, amazing flavor notes all the way through. Adding water to it just enhances it. So for the new guys, I'd say a 5, but for my developed palate, it's an honest 3. It's gonna get replaced on the shelf for sure. For that price point, outstanding price point, outstanding. I would almost pay double that for the quality of bourbon I'm getting here.
Yeah, I think for $35, or, you know, let's just say regularly $45, I would put this on my shelf. I mean, granted, like, you could look at it and go, well, I can get 2 bottles of Buffalo Trace or Larceny or whatever. And yeah, that's true. But I think this is something you should want to try. I think this is something that you should give a, you know, an opportunity to try, because I think it's something that you might actually really enjoy. Well, guys, do us a favor, hit us up in the comments. Have you tried Wyoming whiskey? Do you like it? What other offerings have you tried? Also, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the little bell for notifications. We're on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at socaldramtram. Don't forget to look us up. And Caesar, you got anything else you want to add?
Now, what about you, Matt?
Not much. All aboard. Catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.